Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. And we are back yet again for a Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. We have an awesome show planned for each and every one of you, so strap in, get focused, and kick your feet up because it is time to get down to business. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that has joined so far in the live stream, including McNaz96. We got Labradoodle. We got Michael DJI Manor. What's up, Michael? How are you? Saying greetings from Dusseldorf, Germany. Awesome to hear that. We got Profit Moods from Jamaica in the building. We got All Day Dre, Rigoberto, CRO8, David W, and DEA Mean. Well, what's up, everybody? Be sure to smash up that like button right now. I greatly appreciate your support. And let's start things off with our crypto market overview. And taking a look at the market at the current moment in time, we are pumping. As you can see, Bitcoin trading at $28,283. Over the past week, Bitcoin is up 37.5%. Love to see that. Ethereum trading at $1,822, up 23.6% in the past 7 days as well. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, really Bitcoin is leading the show right now. And real quick, I'll show you the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance is on an absolute tear, right? It's headed up towards that 50% level. If you guys are regular viewers of my live stream, whenever I have brought up the Bitcoin dominance chart over the past year, really, since it's been over here in this range, 2 years essentially, May of 2021, it's been down here. But anyways, if you guys are regular viewers of my stream for the past year or so, I was saying Bitcoin dominance was going to go back up here towards 50%. And after a prolonged period of time in this range, it's looking like Bitcoin dominance is going to get there in the blink of an eye. So this is Bitcoin's time to shine right now, and altcoins will have their day in the sun again, but Bitcoin needs to essentially start to go sideways and trade in a range-bound consolidation environment, and then we're going to see the capital rotate to altcoins. But for now, it's Bitcoin's show. And obviously, yes, altcoins are moving up as well. As we see here, everything over the past 7 days is green for the most part. A lot of double-digit gainers, and a lot of altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin at the same time. For example, Phantom is up 53% in the past week, while Bitcoin's up 27 or 37%. The Graph GRT is up 42%. Again, Bitcoin's up 37%. So a select few altcoins are indeed outperforming the main asset, right, which is Bitcoin. But for the most part, we're not going to really see that explosive altcoin season until Bitcoin actually goes ahead and starts to consolidate. And you'll notice if you look at the big gainers, right, Singularity, AGIX, Render, RNDR, the Graph GRT, all of the coins that are outperforming are the artificial intelligence cryptocurrencies. So that is still a very, very hot narrative. It's not going anywhere, and it's only going to get bigger. And as you see, FET as well up 37%. Mask Network up 117%. This is a payment network coin. Apparently Elon Musk will be incorporating that into Twitter. But anyways, before we just go through the entire market cap, let's take a look at the gainers and losers today. And taking a look at the biggest gainer, it is an Arbitrum ecosystem coin, Hammy. Hammy is a bit of a meme coin. We'll go look at the chart right now immediately. But Hammy, what it does is you buy it, you pay a tax. I believe it's a 7% tax when you buy this coin. And then that money, that 7% tax used when you bought, is then used to go and buy different Arbitrum ecosystem coins, and then they're distributed to holders. So it's kind of like a meme coin, right? There's no actual purpose or utility behind it. It's just riding off of the Arbitrum hype. But there are some very big Twitter accounts promoting this thing, and they've been promoting it the entire time. You can't call them pumpers and dumpers because they were tweeting about it down here and down here. But regardless, all that does is it brings a ton of attention to this coin, and this thing is really, really outperforming right now because of the Arbitrum airdrop announcement. As you see, from March 13th and March 12th, it is up 435%. It's up 5x in a few days' time. All right, and this is Arbitrum right now. Arbitrum has all of the attention, And going back to this top gainer list, we also have Rainy, which I've never heard of before, OMG Network, bit of a ghost coin, a boomer coin, but it's up 32% on the day. Hot Protocol, Radiant Capital, another Arbitrum coin. So mainly we're seeing AI coins and Arbitrum ecosystem altcoins outperform the rest of the market. But what I want to bring your attention to right now, while I have your full attention, if I don't have your full attention, pay attention. This is important information here. But what I want to bring your attention to right now is the total market cap on the weekly time frame. All right, this tells us if new money is actually coming into cryptocurrency or not. Because what happened was the initial rally was all good and well, but what happened is after essentially towards the end of January, the total market cap just was going sideways. And what we were seeing was a heavily player versus player trading environment where there was no new capital coming into the market, but we were seeing some altcoins really pump hard. But because there was no new money coming in, essentially all that was happening was capital was being rotated from different coin to different coin to different coin. So if you were caught buying something and then it pumped, but you didn't sell, there was going to be no sustained buying there. It was just smart, sophisticated traders rotating their capital. But now what we have is we have actual new money coming into the market, and this is shown here with this big green candle on the weekly total chart, total market cap. This is telling us that new liquidity is coming into the crypto market, and it's not just a rotation game PvP environment. Right now we're actually having new participants come in, sideline money enter in, which is a good thing to see. But now, of course, with the total market cap, or the total 2, which is the altcoin market cap, if I bring your attention to this here, if you look at the total altcoin market cap, it is not necessarily outperforming, or it's not necessarily breaking resistance levels yet. We do have a strong weekly candle here, which is a good sign. But what this is telling us, it's telling us that most of the money is rotating into Bitcoin right now. And that is represented by this total market cap chart. But the total 2, right, what we want to see for the total 2 and for altcoin season to really kick off is we want to see this break $700 billion. Of course, getting above $600 billion is going to be the first step here. Right? It hasn't been above $600 billion since August when we had the Ethereum merge rally. So breaking 600 billion to 700 billion is going to be a good gap fill, and then the real fun's going to start when we start getting back up towards 800 to 900 billion dollars for the total altcoin market cap, and that's when we're going to start seeing the crazy pumps that everybody is waiting for. So not quite there yet. Bitcoin is running the show right now, and most of the money coming into the market is going into Bitcoin. A lot of that is because of what is happening with Credit Suisse over here. As we see over here, this is a tweet from CTO Larson, but he's essentially saying that Credit Suisse is probably the most trusted bank in the world with 166 years of solid track records, but right now it is down 96.5% from the top. Everything is risky. You need to take action if you want to protect your investment, yada, yada, yada. But as you can see, this is the Credit Suisse stock. We can actually go ahead and look at this ourselves, and we don't have to use his chart. So the CS stock, Credit Suisse Group, on the weekly time frame here. So it's trading for $2 right now. Let's use a 1 month chart here. So they tell us that, you know, crypto is risky. It's a horrible thing. You shouldn't use it. But this Credit Suisse stock peaked in 2007, right before the first financial crisis, and it is down 97.7%. It's down 97% from the highs over here. So if you're if you're not aware of what's happening, maybe you're living under a rock. You guys always know I like to use that saying, living under a rock, if you just don't know the current events. But what's happening is Credit Suisse is getting bailed out. Same type of thing happened with Silicon Valley Bank. Essentially, they had no money. Okay, they had no money. All right, this website, I can't. This website, ugh. Look at this, disgusting. Let's get this. Let's get off this website right now. Mainstream media, absolutely hate it. Let's see. What can we? Let's go to a Reuters article. Anyways, so UBS, which is one of the other biggest banks in the world, has agreed to buy the rival Swiss bank Credit Suisse for 3 billion Swiss francs. And they are going to assume up to $4.5 billion in losses in a shotgun merger engineered by Swiss authorities that won applause from other central bankers keen to avoid further market-shaking turmoil. In a sign of coordinated global response, the European Central Bank vowed to support Eurozone banks with loans if needed, adding the Swiss rescue of Credit Suisse was instrumental for restoring calm. Interesting that they need to take all these measures to avoid further market-shaking turmoil and keep the people calm. Crazy times, right? So the euro area banking sector is resilient with strong capital and liquidity provisions, the European Central Bank said. In any case, our policy toolkit is fully equipped to provide liquidity to support. Anyways, this is all garbage. What you have to know here is that the banking system is continuing to fail. The cracks in the dam are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that is why we are seeing capital rotate back into the crypto market, as shown here with this. This is a monthly chart of the total crypto market cap. All right, so it's happening before our eyes. Finally, right, it takes a long time for these global macro events and major world shifts to take place, such as a new financial system and a new global reserve currency. But right now it is all underway and we are witnessing it in real time. And luckily for everybody paying attention to the stream right now, we are ahead of the curve, right? We are in the early majority of people in cryptocurrency. The average person out there in the world is still living paycheck to paycheck and has no idea what cryptocurrency is. Maybe they have an idea of what it is, but they only bought Dogecoin after they saw Elon Musk talk about it on Saturday Night Live. That is the state of the average person out there. We are well ahead of the curve, and of course we're trading altcoins and doing all this stuff that to an outsider seems absolutely ridiculous, like farming airdrops, etc. But hey, we're out here in the trenches dominating the market, and we're not going anywhere. We are here to take over. All right, it is a take no prisoners, no mercy type of environment out here in the market. It's still a heavily PvP environment, and here at Crypto Empire, we are the Crypto Empire team going in there, going into war and taking what is ours. So still a lot to look forward to here this year, and with all these banking failures taking place, it's only making things more interesting when it comes to the bull case for cryptocurrency. Anyways, so this was our crypto market overview. Looking at the losers on the day, we have coins like Rollbit down 20%. And stake-wise, the LSD coin is it's up 12% right now. I'm not sure why it's showing in the top losers. But for the most part, not a lot of losers. The market is green right now. Let me go ahead and catch up with our live chat over here. Shout out to Elvis with us today. What's happening, Elvis? The Inspiring Channel. A lot of familiar names with us. We got Woody, we got CR08, we got Randy. What's up, Randy? And we got Cole Robbie saying, what are your top 3 low cap altcoin picks? Cole, join the Discord, my man. Well, I talk about all that in my Discord a lot. Rigoberto says, how long will this bank destruction go on for rest of the year? It's going to go on. Well, Rigoberto, that's a good question. When is it going to stop? It's going to stop when fiat banks fail to exist. They have been getting away with having no reserves, right? The Federal Reserve is not federal and they have no reserves. So they're going to keep on failing until we decide that they're just trash, which they are, and we move on to a different system. It's breaking. It's over. It's over for them. They are in the decline stage, and we are witnessing it in real time. It's simply only going to get worse until they just cease to exist altogether. They can print more money. Let's talk about this for a second. This is very interesting because I was actually discussing this with one of my you can call him a crypto friend, crypto acquaintance. Anyway, he's been in crypto much longer than me. He has a much larger portfolio than me. But we bounce ideas off of each other. And basically, we were discussing what's going to happen here in towards the end of this year, or how is this year going to end up playing out. Let's go look at a chart to talk about this. But essentially, if you look at this chart here, of course, we have the market starting to pump as soon as the clock struck January 1st. And if you guys recall, we have our yearly open for Bitcoin for 2022 around 46K. So I'm just going to put this line at 46K. Right, so in 2019, during that bear market rally, the Bitcoin price hit exactly the 2018 yearly open. So our 2022 yearly open is 46K. Here we are in 2023. If it's going to repeat the same type of rally we saw in the bear market in 2019, we're going to tag that 2022 yearly open at 46K. All right, so what's going to happen after that? I expect quarter two to be bullish, but after that, I think it's going to be one big range. I would say that now that we're above 25K, there's a good chance that that becomes the floor, that becomes the main critical support on the chart, and it ends up holding. But there's a very good chance that we fulfill my prediction where we hit the yearly open of 2022 at 46K, and then we just trade in a big range-bound environment, right? I do not expect new all-time highs this year. I'm seeing some very bold predictions out there. Right, there's a lot of talk of Bitcoin going to $1 million in 90 days, yada, 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 yada. Bitcoin to 100K this year. I'm not so sure that happens, right? But I'm certainly happy to trade it up to 46K and altcoins with that, take the majority of my profits. And then I do expect, prices to be volatile this year and trade in a very large range. So don't expect new all-time highs. It can certainly happen, but the probability chance of that happening is just not likely. All right, there's going to be most likely a repeat of 2020. If you guys recall what happened in March of 2020, we had that big crash where Bitcoin, the order books were razor thin. There was no liquidity. If buyers did not step in when Bitcoin was below 4K, there was a chance it would have hit some crazy levels, like dollars, because the liquidity was so thin on every single exchange. And then what happened, of course, they started QE, and we got the biggest bull market ever. There's a good chance that repeats, where we have some crazy crisis, liquidity crunch, flash crash, black swans next year, right, in the 2024 year, causes a big crash, and then it's just kind of a repeat of what happened over here in March of 2020, where we had this big crash on Bitcoin. And it doesn't look that big here on this chart, but if you actually look at it, it was a 62% drop in a matter of days. Or actually weeks. The big drop in the 1 week, that big drop was about 47%, about a 50% drop in 1 week. So that's the overall macro of things. Let's talk about the short term right now and what's going to happen, this upcoming week. So of course, in the short term, looks like we're getting rejected from our, makes sense. Anyways, in the short term over here, if we go to Forex Factory and we look at our crypto calendar, we got a big day this week. As you see, on Wednesday, March 22nd, we had the US FOMC numbers. We are going to find out the next interest rate hike. And it is looking like we are going to get no rate hike or 25 basis points. And that makes sense because if the Fed just keeps on raising rates aggressively, the banking system is just going to go completely down under. And they can't have that, right? They're running the monopoly. If their monopoly goes down, then how are they going to keep running the show? So they need to keep their monopoly running on the fiat currency of the world, right? U.S. Federal Reserve. So they're probably going to do a 0 basis point interest rate hike, or they're just not going to hike rates at all, or hike it slightly at 25 basis points. But that's all bullish, all right? If we have a bullish FOMC, going back to this chart here, we are dumping here in the short term. We have a lower time frame bearish divergence, as you can see here from this chart. We had prices continually making higher highs, but we were weakening on our RSI. Right, I posted this in my Discord this morning to watch out for this, and it looks like it's starting to play out now. This is why I don't like to enter fresh trades on a Sunday. A lot of people may have aped into the market thinking we were going to break out above 28,500 here. But keep in mind, trading new trades on a Sunday, entering into a fresh position, usually is not a good idea, especially if you're doing really small time frame scalps. Because the price action is just very unreliable on the weekend. But then again, small time frame scalps would probably be the best option to trade on the weekend because you're in and out so quickly and you're just looking for a super small move. So maybe that wasn't the best wording. Weekends aren't good to trade, plain and simple. Anyway, let's go on and continue with our live chat interaction here. Austin Craig says, hello, brother. Great day indeed. Your thoughts on Kava long term? I don't hold any Kava long term, but I think it does have potential to be good long term. But I don't hold any personally, so yeah, we'll see. I don't really care. CROA Connor, how will you play the ARB airdrop? Good question. Good question. How am I going to play the Arbitrum airdrop? Let me finish going over Bitcoin, then we'll talk about that. So, yeah, this chart is very clear, right? We were basically forming a big rising wedge here. The bearish divergence is cleaner on the 4-hour, but you can draw your lower trend line here, and you have the 3-tap rising wedge. You got 1, you got 2, and you got the 3rd. So if this is to play out, it's going to come back down to the base of the wedge, and that's how you use the profit target, and that's going to be at around 24K. All right, if this rising wedge actually ends up playing out. We drop, maybe we have a 14% sell-off. In my opinion, that's pretty bullish, especially if 24K ends up holding as support. We sell off 14%. Then we use this level over here at 24K as a launch pad. And again, all that we'll be doing is just retesting the breakout. It's really not a reason to panic if we do get a 14% drop here. This is what the chart's saying. All right, obviously altcoins are going to get demolished even further because they barely moved up during this time that Bitcoin has risen, 18, 17%. Altcoins have really not done anything except for a few. So altcoins are going to get really smacked down hard if we do get, Bitcoin dropping 14%. It's not guaranteed to happen, but if we have this wedge play out, this is a 4-hour rising wedge, 4-hour bearish divergence. We just hit the $28,500 resistance level up here. Everything's lining up for a pullback, all right? So just keep that in mind if you're aping into new longs right now. As always, the time to be long was at the start of the move, right? Either over here or back on March 10th when Bitcoin traded below 20K, right? Everybody entering into a long now is playing with fire. You're entering long at resistance after a huge 36% move in 7 days. So don't let your emotions get to you. Don't FOMO into things. I am in a few long trades, but my entries were much lower earlier in the week. So they're all in profit right now. All right, so now is not the time at major resistance to enter fresh positions. That's FOMO. That's acting out of emotion. And like I was saying, if we do get that pullback, to 24, 25K, all it's doing is just retesting. It's just retesting the breakout. It's just retesting this resistance. Previous resistance now flipped to support. So it's not a big deal at all. And it would be a bullish pullback as long as support holds. We got FOMC on Wednesday. If that's bullish, it's going to send this market higher. All right, that's kind of my overall stance on things. Now, when it comes to the Arbitrum airdrop, let's talk about that for a second. And in order to talk about that, I want to go over the airdrop tokens watch list I have over here in my TradingView watch list section. So every time we see an airdrop, the same type of thing tends to play out. It doesn't repeat exactly, but it plays out in a similar manner. Right, I say the saying, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Same thing happens with these new airdrop tokens. So here is Optimism. Of course, Optimism is the other optimistic rollup, the main one for Ethereum. They airdropped their token back here in June of 2022. In my opinion, with Arbitrum coming out, I don't see any reason to use Optimism. I have no interest in using Optimism anymore. Especially because they made you do those stupid quests. for their airdrop too, and then that didn't even count for anything. So they basically lost the trust of the community. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. So anyway, but what happens when the token gets airdropped is that it has an initial pump and then it sells off. So if I'm at my computer at the time that it gets listed, I don't know exactly what time it will be available to claim on March 23rd. I'll look into that. But if I'm in front of my computer when the claiming goes live, then I'm going to look to sell in the initial pump. But let's say for whatever reason I can't, I'm away from my computer, not around, busy with other things, right? Working on something that needs to get taken care of with another business, etc. If I'm busy, well then basically I would expect the pump and then a big dump. All right, and if we get a big dump, like a 50%, 40% correction, I'm going to look to buy some, right? Because every time we get an airdrop dump, it tends to have a strong pump to make the sellers really regret their decision of selling early. And the most recent example would be Blur. And if we look at Blur here, if we go to a 4-hour price chart, of course, the crypto empire community banked off of Blur, and we're banking off of Arbitrum. All of these airdrops I made full guides well in advance for. I got the airdrops. A ton of my community members got these airdrops. So, I mean, thousands of free dollars from just being subscribed to the channel here. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button down below. And, of course, turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But anyways, as we see here with Blur, Blur had an absolutely insane pump. It lasted for a few minutes, I believe. Right? You see this big, long wick on the chart. But it had an initial pump. It came back to gravity, back to earth, and then it slowly grinded higher up here towards around $1.20, sold off back to 86, right? A lot of people thought it was going all the way back here at the sell-off. It has one more initial pump from 86 cents to $1.30, and then it's just been bleeding out since. So we don't know exactly how it's going to look with Arbitrum. I do have a feeling a lot of people are going to be selling their airdrop, and they're going to be interested in Arbitrum altcoins, things like Hammy, which I showed you, things like Cyberswap, things like Vela, right? Vela, the exchange, decentralized perpetual trading exchange. A lot of people are going to sell their airdrop and just buy Arbitrum altcoins. So, yeah, that's kind of my overall plan. It's just, if I'm at my computer when it launches and we get a big pump, I'm going to sell at least half of my tokens. I mean, I got a pretty decent amount. Here's the thing with airdrops. It's sad. It really is sad to me, right? I'll make airdrop videos. I remember a few months ago, somebody commented right here in my live stream. They were like, Connor, if you're such a good trader and you've been in crypto so long, then why do you need to do airdrops? And that mindset is just so pathetic. The reason I'm at where I am in the first place is because I worked super hard and I did things that most people wouldn't do, such as, making videos basically every single day for years straight. Being in crypto, checking prices every single day, educating myself, yada, 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 yada. The reason I'm at where I'm at is because I keep on working hard. And when I have an opportunity to, bank financially, I go after it. So the mindset of like, oh, you're already successful, why would you do an airdrop? Well, it would allow me to become more successful. So why would I not do it? See, I use multiple wallets for Arbitrum. Most people that watch my videos probably used one wallet and they probably got less tokens. And I'm in a better position. I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm in a decent position and I farmed the heck out of it. I milked them. All it was a few extra clicks. But most people are so lazy. And they have such a bad, corrupted mindset, instant gratification, that they won't do what's necessary to get a 10K for free from an airdrop. Why would you not take the 10K? What is wrong with your mind to have that philosophy, to have that mindset? You have to work hard and you have to do things that you don't want to do to get more money, and then you trade that money, you get even more money, and the rich get richer. That's the cycle. I like to work hard. So anyway, rant over. Whoever asked me that question, look, fix your mindset. I don't remember who it was. Connor, why would you farm an airdrop if you're already so successful? Because I can get 10K for free? Why would I not take the money? Anyways, rant over. We got Sunnyside saying, hey Connor, what's up, bud? What's up, Sunnysides? McNass says, Connor, when you look at the Bitcoin dominance, is it possible to exclude stablecoins? McNass, I don't know what you mean by that question. Bitcoin dominance. This is just the percentage of the Bitcoin. No, I don't believe it's possible. I don't think it's possible in TradingView. Let's see. 4Max says, hey Connor, good to be on today. Usually can't make it on Sundays, but today you in my ears and March Madness on the TV. Thanks again for all you bring. 4Max, I'm glad that you can make this live stream today. It's great to have you here in the live chat. We got Crypto Cabane saying, yo, been really digging into your videos. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your support. Yusuf saying, hey Connor, hope you're doing well, bro. Greetings from Cyprus. Thank you, Yusuf. Appreciate your support, my friend. Profit Mood says, I'm excited to know that I'll be joining the Discord this upcoming week. I look forward to the opportunity. I think Arb will change the game. Awesome. I look forward to having you in the Discord, Profit Moods. He says, Solana is stagnant. Why is that? So we'll go look at Solana. So Arbitrum airdrop. It's going to be wild. This is the biggest airdrop of the year. And I'm going to sell at least half my tokens on the initial pump. Realize at least half of it. And then we'll see what happens. Who knows how much is going to be in the actual bull market. Now Solana. So, Solana I have been keeping close watch on. And I've been trading it a lot this past week. Originally when it was down here towards $19, at this very bottom, I took a small long, scalp long I should say. Here we go. Basically, what was this? This was on Wednesday, all right? And long Solana, entry $19, stop loss $18.70 beneath this low here. And that was the bottom, all right? Wednesday was the bottom here. It looked like it was a bear flag, but it ended up just pumping out of that. Now, Solana is not necessarily stagnant. And then also, a few days later, I took a rather large spot position in Solana at $19 when price was here at $19.68 in this order block. As you see, I highlighted it in a gray box. But anyways, I longed the bullish retest of this order block here, and we got the pump out of it. So, I mean, there's money to be made even with a chart that, you say isn't really moving, is stagnant. We're doing okay with a stagnant chart, and just by coincidence, I have been, trading Solana a lot this past week, and you asked me about it. But anyways, Solana looks pretty good. It needs to get above $25, obviously, because $25 is this big resistance level. So these are the local highs at 25. But if you look at Sol, before the FTX collapse, it was up here at $36. A lot of coins have went ahead and reclaimed their FTX collapse levels. Solana is heavily behind that. All right. So that means that Solana has some catching up to do, which is why I'm in the trade right now. I'm expecting it to basically play catch up, and I'm looking to take profits up here. I'll take some off of the table up here at 25, but really my main levels I'm looking for are at least $30, but really 37 and then 45 up here too for Solana. So this to me is, if you guys recall, I believe it was Elvis who asked me about it a few weeks ago. He was asking me about Solana. He was like, Connor, please look at Solana. And at that time, Solana was up here, all right? It was at the beginning of March. And I laid out the plan for Solana. This is why I longed it down here at like 19. My plan, go watch the live stream from that day if you want my exact words. But essentially what I said was, let it go beneath its $20 support level. All right, this is your $20 support in this green zone. I said, let it go beneath $20. I don't care what it does under 20. But when it reclaims, then I'm going to be interested to trade it. And because I had that plan in mind already, it made it very easy to actually go ahead and execute and take the trade when we got the reclaim of 20 and then we pulled back and we went below 20 again. that's when I knew, okay, it's time to take action on the plan and start to trade this thing. So trading becomes so much easier if you have a plan already ahead before you start going into the exchange and placing your orders. I had this Solana plan for weeks in advance, for weeks. And then the chart showed it to be real. It told me to take action, and I did. So just a quick tip for everybody out there. If you don't have a plan and you're just going off of your emotions when you're trading, you're going to have a very bad time, and you're going to regret the decisions you make. You're going to second guess yourself. When you were right with your first idea, you're going to second guess yourself, flip your position when you should have just not touched anything in the first place. But when you have a plan in place from the higher time frames, it's going to make your decision-making abilities a lot easier and a lot smoother. Anyways, so Solana, yeah, it played out to the plan perfectly. Dropped below 20, it tanked to 16 and a half, or 16 bucks over here. Reclaimed 20, got back up to 22, dropped back to 19. This is where I took my positions. All right, and we got that pump back up, back to 22. Looking for continuation higher now to 25, 30, 45, etc., etc., etc. So Solana looking pretty good, and the reason it's stagnant, as you said, is because, again, it's Bitcoin's time to shine right now. Bitcoin is sucking up all the liquidity in the market, and this is shown in the Bitcoin dominance chart just on an absolute tear this week. This is the weekly chart, and we haven't gotten one of these candles from back in May of 2022. So, yeah, that's why altcoins are kind of stagnant right now. Bitcoin is getting all the attention. Shout out to Dre. Appreciate your support, Dre. Smash up that like button, as Dre is saying in the live chat. CR08, thoughts on Magic? Yeah, so Magic is hot right now. It's the hottest Arbitrum ecosystem coin. And pretty funny. A lot of people FOMO'd into this. A lot of people FOMO'd into this here, as we see, and they're getting punished. Late longs getting destroyed. And again, just like BTC, right? You can't ignore the warning signs. The warning signs are always going to be there. The biggest warning sign for me that things are going to pull back is always kind of the rising wedge divergence setup. You can't ignore it, all right? This is a big rising wedge here, and with all wedges, whether it's a descending wedge where you have price going down or a rising wedge where price is going up, you always look for the triple tap. And the triple tap is one tap at the high, price makes a slightly higher high, another tap, and then another higher high slightly. This is the triple tap. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3, and at the same time you want to look at the RSI and make sure that it's making continuous lower lows, or lower highs. My apologies, lower highs, and it's doing that. Okay, so in order to confirm this rising wedge breakdown on Magic, it needs to break this trend line now. And again, as with all wedges, your profit target is going to be the base of the wedge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a zone here. We'll make it green for demand. And here with Magic, this drop is going to be, it's a 20% drop to this profit target. So this is a short trade setup. Obviously, trend is up right now. A lot of bullish things, but we are, like I said with Bitcoin, right? You don't want to long at resistance up here because you're late. The move already happened. It could go further, but longing the top, just like shorting the bottom, is a very dangerous activity, right? When it seems obvious to short or long, the point of maximum opportunity is already gone. You got to take the position when it seems like you're the only one doing it, and it doesn't seem obvious at all, right? This is trading. This is just basic stuff here that we should already know. But anyways, yeah, with Magic here, I would, if you're short, if you want to wait for confirmation of this breakdown, you wait for it to break down through the trend line, maybe drop it to a 15-minute time frame and look for a retest, and then you get short on the retest. But your first target would be this low at 167, and this is 9% away from current price. And then your main target for the trade is going to be down here at around $1.52. If you want to go lower, you can go $1.42, but no guarantees it gets there. But if you go to 152, you got yourself almost a 3-to-1 risk reward trade on the 1 hour time frame. But to me, this is a short-term pullback in an uptrend. You want to be careful shorting an uptrend, right? Because a lot of times this won't play out. In a strong uptrend, if you look at the Ethereum chart, go look at the Ethereum chart in late 2020 and early 2021. There were so many times when price formed this rising wedge and it just blasted off up higher, right? The bearish chart patterns in a uptrend bull market don't matter. They don't matter at all. Looks like the clock just struck 5 p.m. here. Anyways, yeah, Magic forming this rising wedge. This is a short-term trade. I want to make it very clear. I'm not necessarily bearish on the macro for Magic because I see this thing making new all-time highs. This is a newer coin, right? It launched over here on Binance at the end of last year, December of 2022. It was dirt cheap, right? 40 cents, 50 cents. Now trading at almost $2. It has highs at $2.32. But yeah, I would not be shocked at all to see Magic. Let's go ahead and put a supply zone on this chart with an orange box up here. Easy on the eyes. But yeah, I would not be surprised that, if we get another pullback right into this level of demand, and then we go for the jugular, and we go for all-time high price discovery breakout. And what we can do to put some levels on the chart to see where we may go when it breaks into all-time highs is take some Fibonacci extensions, and we can put some lines on the chart. We have $2.68, $3.15, and 366 as our initial levels, and up to this 366 price level, that's a 100% gain from the current price, right? That's 100% about. All right. But Magic, yeah, definitely bullish. But don't ignore the technicals here in the smaller time frames. And yeah, I mean, even on the 4 hour, you have this. It's all there. It's all there. Maybe it pulls back to our major kind of support here at 150. And then it goes. But just watch for this trend line break before you do anything. That's confirmation. Anyway, Sean Nevin says there is a textbook descending channel on the ETH Bitcoin pair in the 4 hour. We can go and take a look at that. Oh yeah, this is textbook for sure. So you can go draw it like that. But what's happening here is just Bitcoin outperforming Ethereum. If you look, this is a daily chart now. We just took out these lows from October 13th. All right, this was a big low to take out here for the ETH Bitcoin pair. That leads me to believe now we were headed towards this green zone. And we're going to see Ethereum trading at around 5.8 million sats per ETH down here. All right, we just lost this low. On the daily, as you see, we tried to reclaim, but we were rejected. So yeah, we can see Bitcoin continue to outperform ETH here from this chart, and that's not necessarily great for altcoins. So you can expect Bitcoin to continue to lead the show here for the short-term foreseeable future. That will change. Alt will catch a bid again and really outperform Bitcoin, but right now, with banks failing the way they are, everybody's going into BTC. And while we're looking at ETH Bitcoin, I want to look at Litecoin Bitcoin too. How's Litecoin Bitcoin doing? Okay, so it's also not doing too hot. So Litecoin can't really pump and outperform with its Bitcoin pair like this. I didn't necessarily expect this to happen with the Litecoin Bitcoin pair to get crushed like this. Right, as you see, it just blew through this support level. After, let's put this on a log scale chart. So it's not all doom and gloom here. Let's see. So, yeah, that's not a great sign that we just blew through this trend line like butter, like a hot knife through butter. That tells me that we're coming down to this level. But Litecoin can't do what I think it's going to do with it performing so bad versus Bitcoin. Now, of course, if it was just as easy as buying and then it goes straight up, everybody would be a millionaire. It's not scary to me because I understand how the markets work. But for the average person that bought Litecoin expecting it to outperform Bitcoin, this is going to scare them out of their position. All right, this is going to make them sell. And after they sell is usually when we get that parabolic move, right? It's going to look like this. So I'm holding. I'm the opposite of Capo here, right? Capo's remaining bearish and fully out of the market. Litecoin, I'm not selling any Litecoin. If anything, I'm only going to buy more. Anyway, let's go look at this. So Capo came out of the woodwork today, and he tweeted for the first time in like a month. He says, despite all the noise, I know that the vast majority of those who follow me are genuine and good people, and these deserve an update. This time away from Twitter has been very good and necessary. I'm totally fine, enjoying my personal life. Good for him. Thank you to everyone who has shown interest. Price broke 25K, but altcoins didn't follow, and they are at major resistances. My system keeps telling me that the move from the lows is a highly manipulated move, mostly with BUSD and USDC, and soon the truth will come out. And when that happens, ... I remain bearish and fully out of the market. New lows are still likely. So, interesting tweet here. A lot to digest. Of course, if you guys are unaware of who Capo of Crypto is, he's a very large crypto Twitter account. He's got 730,000 followers. And he's famous right now because he's become a meme. He's been saying we're going to go to new lows from the start of this rally. And essentially, he was right through a lot of the bear market, right? From the high over here at like 48K, he was bearish and short from April, right? So from that time, price dropped 67%. But the problem was down here at the lows, he was extremely bearish. Now, me personally, I flipped full bull mode. There is proof of that in my Discord, undisputable evidence. But anyways, I flipped in full bull mode over here at the break of 18K, right? When we broke 18K, I was like, we're back. We broke this trend line. I was like, it's time to go turbo bull. Capo, bearish here, bearish on this pump, and he's still bearish up here. So yeah, he was correct in the bear market. You know, he said that the price was going to go down when it was at 48K, and it went down 67%. But the problem is, as a trader, you need to be able to go both ways. So he missed out on an 82% increase in price, which outperformed the entire bear market gain of 70% down. Or I mean, from high to low, it's going to be a little bit different, right? This is 77%. Even still, from the lows, we're up 82%, which is a bigger gain than the entire short of the bear market. So this is what happens if you cannot change your bias. And yeah, you become a meme basically on crypto Twitter. So, I mean, to each their own, right? He seems like a good dude. Seems like he only wants the best for people. But at this point, it's comical. And it has become a bit of a laughing stock. We'll see who's right in the end if we do go to new lows or not. And it looks like we're disregarding this rising wedge right now. We're making another attack at this trend line. But yeah, as of right now, I am heavily exposed to the market. And I'm expecting my positions to do well this year. If they don't, well then that wouldn't be too fun. But I put my money where my mouth is, so we'll see. Let's see. CR08 says he works 6 wallets for the Arbitrum airdrop. Beautiful. That's awesome. Hope you guys were doing the ZK Sync too. ZK Sync, if you haven't watched my video I put out yesterday, go watch that one. Hopefully there's still time for this airdrop. This one should be bigger or the same size as Arbitrum. And it's a very good one to farm. Hopefully they didn't take that snapshot yet. Suave says, can I trade on BitGet in the US? If you have a VPN, you can, yes. What he's saying, he felt played by optimism. LUK, will ARB be on Binance? It probably will be, yes, it will. Yeah, Rigoberto saying, just like Bitcoin getting all the attention, the like button needs more attention. Smash it up. I agree with you, Rigoberto. Smash up that like button, guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far. Yusuf says, apparently it's already used on Mob. What's it called? Minima. Never heard of Minima before. I'm not sure, man. It looks like it's not even out yet. Sean Nevin said he sold his OP airdrop and got 2.7K quick. Awesome. Elvis, what's up, Elvis? Saying, hi, Connor, what's your take on Theta? Let's go take a look at Theta. After we look at Theta, we're going to have an important discussion, so stick with me. Let's see, we've been going for 51 minutes so far. Got some time. So Theta here. So Theta on the daily price chart. Everybody seems to forget about Theta because Theta never had a second pump. A lot of altcoins had that second pump in November of 2021 or December. Or in some cases, like Matic, January went up to $3. But Theta never had the second pump. As you see over here, it was at $8 in November when the highs were 15. A lot of coins made new highs. So what I'm saying here was that Theta was a top 10 coin. It was number 10 in market cap at the peak of the bull market in March. Never saw these prices again. And if you look at it now, on the daily time frame, it looks pretty good from a risk reward perspective if you ask me. Right? This is your risk. Maybe it comes back down to 60 cents, 50 cents. But your upside is $15, $16. So it's always a good idea to look at things from the macro perspective before we dive in and analyze it. But on your higher time frame charts, it looks very good from a risk reward perspective. Now, I want to go to a clean chart and start from fresh. Start from fresh on a clean chart here. Get rid of these lines. Don't need them. So Theta here on the daily time frame. So it's definitely appealing to me because I see what it's trying to do. I can see it. Right? This is a nice ascending triangle here where we have our horizontal level at 110. Price ascended nicely into it after a healthy correction where we were at 130 and we corrected down to 83 cents, 85 cents. Yeah, so that's a healthy correction. Now we're looking to essentially get above this 130 resistance level. and that comes from over here. This is your main supply zone. Yeah, it's looking pretty healthy to me. And the picture is a lot clearer. In a bull market, this is your bread and butter, right? In a bull market, when the chart does this, everything breaks out to the upside in a bull market. We're not necessarily in a bull market right now. It's certainly looking towards like we're going to be getting there soon. But this pattern where you have the horizontal resistance and prices ascending diagonally into it, it's just a bread and butter bullish breakout pattern. So this all depends on Bitcoin. But if we're going to take a stab at the breakout, you use a super tight stop. To be safest, you would go here. Right, if I was going to trade this spot and buy like a ton of it, like big 5-figure position, I would do a stop at 94 cents, 95 cents, and I would first target 20% at $1.27. And then I would look at these highs up here. 150, this comes in at 160. Yeah, I wouldn't get too greedy with it around here at 153. This is a 44% gain. But yeah, a lot of ground to cover with theta. So much ground to cover. Because after that, we got clear skies. This is a big gap to fill. This is a 113% gain to $2.28. Yeah, that's where it's going, man. I don't know the exact path it's going to take, but certainly plausible that this is towards the lows of the move, and we're about to start ascending higher. It's so funny, right? Capo calling this pump manipulation. Well, what is all of this, right? Is this all organic selling, or is this manipulation too? Right? You got to be able to go both ways. Price is going up. It's being manipulated by BUSD. Flawed mindset. Just like the guy who said it's not worth it to farm airdrops if you already have money. What? Yeah. Some people's. That's why I made my own channel, so I can say what I think. Because a lot of times I find myself in total disagreement with what a lot of other people are saying. Right? That's why you want to do your own thing in this life and not rely on others. Anyways, theta looks good. It looks ready to pump. Bullish setup on the lower time frames, and a lot of clear skies ahead. Granted, it breaks these two big levels, this one and this one. But theta's been very quiet so far. It's kind of like ApeCoin, kind of related to gaming, and it's been heavily underperforming a lot of the big altcoins out there. But there's a big gaming conference next week. Let me see something. If we go to Andrew Kang's Twitter account over here, he's been tweeting nonstop about his gaming conference. All right, Game Developers Conference is the largest game dev conference, and it's next week. Usually publishers/developers have big announcements during the event. We'll be speculating on GameFi blue chips leading into this event. And he tagged Gala, GMT, Ape, Mana, Axie Infinity, Sin, and Magic. Let me see. And Magic is the most bullish gaming altcoin right now out of all of them. Magic is the most bullish one, according to his spaghetti chart here. So, yeah, theta falls into that category as like a gaming blue chip. And it's just like ApeCoin, where it hasn't really done anything this year. But let me check the market cap. $1 billion. And fully diluted is also the same. All tokens are in circulation. So Yeah, this can do some work here. I like theta. I like theta to 228. With a bullish Bitcoin, theta can get to 228 in a week. So that's that. Sean Nevitt saying it's time for Bitcoin to do what it was created for in '08. Yes, sir. CR08 says, Connor, you still holding crypto GBT? I am. I am holding crypto GPT. Price strong recovery today on the daily time frame. As you see here, I have my demand zone, right? Just highlighted this market structure. This is demand as far as I'm concerned. We got 1 wick so far to test it. This is demand below 9.2 cents to 7.7 cents. So we'll see if price does make its way back there. It looks like we could be getting rejected from this supply level. Right on the 4 hour here. Getting rejected right up in here. But yeah, I'm still in this. Still in this for sure. Good gain so far. But to me, I think it has a lot more in the gas tank. Especially with the AI hype right now. And fully diluted is 369 mil. But I don't know the actual current market cap of circulating tokens. But regardless, if you guys want, right, I call this at 5 cents below 5 cents. So it's over 2x from that. Take your initial profit out if you want. Right, as far as I'm concerned, this was a high risk play from the get-go, and it went 2 to 3x already. So if you want to, you take your profit. I'm out, right? I take no responsibility for what happens here. I gave you a 2 to 3x. I think it's going to go higher potentially, but you know, if it tanks and does something, you can't blame me. It went 3x, and if you fail to take profit, that is your greed. All right, so just putting that in there in case anybody tries to get funny over here with me. Don't want to hear it. Rigo says, I need to see what the little mage has to say, the secrets. That's funny. Sean says, I bought 20 Bitcoin on an average price of 3.4K at the end of 2018 into 2019. I sold my festival lighting company. I saw the opportunity and ran with it. 15-year trader myself. Awesome, Sean. Big move there. Big move to buy those 20 Bitcoins. Francis Devine asking for the Zyber swap chart. Let's go look at Zyber. We'll look at it on Dex Tools. So Zyber, very clear what's happening. Kind of similar to GPT, where we had strong move. By the way, this is the opposite of a rising wedge. This is a falling wedge, and this is a bullish breakout pattern. And again, you got the triple tap. You got 1, you got 2, and you got 3. On the third tap, you get the breakout higher. Right? That's a picture-perfect falling wedge on ZyberSwap. But if we look at this chart now, a lot of wicks going into this supply zone that I have outlined at $8. And price is having a hard time getting through this. Essentially what's happening is there's just a lot of people selling up here at $8. Whether that's from them farming, you know, if they got in down here when I first started talking about ZyberSwap, right? I started talking about ZyberSwap over here before it was created. But anyways, if they got in down here when the price was like 30 cents, 20 cents, and started farming from here, and they've been farming the entire time, they have so many tokens. So what are they going to do? They're going to sell it when the price goes up. So there is a lot of selling pressure. There's no denying that. But ZyberSwap will be having their first Launchpad project go live soon. And there are a lot of other bullish things for the token on the horizon. And that is going to bring in organic new buyers to the ecosystem. And it's going to be able to push it past this $8 level. But right now, all that's happening is that there's not enough new money coming in to push it past supply. And there's just so many people in it from early just selling their tokens. So that's what's happening. Pullbacks to watch for while you have your demand zone that formed on the way up at the support resistance level at $5. So $5 is your closest buy level to current price. Here we go, $5, 520, 525, whatever you want to call it. That's it. Sunny sides. Do we have any other airdrops pending besides ZK Sync? Yes, Starknet and Layer 0. I am just getting into now. I need to start farming Layer 0. Sui, SUI. That's like the Aptos competitor. Apparently they're going to do an airdrop if you use their DevNet and their testnet. And SEI, say. This one, say. I haven't done anything for this one. I might miss it. I don't know if they took their snapshot already. But I was mainly focusing on Arbitrum and ZK Sync all this time. But there's a lot of them out there. Sean Nevin says, I started the ZK Sync airdrop in the very beginning. Now just double checking that I did everything there is to be done. I saw your video yesterday. You did show me something I had not done yet. I'm going to assume it's the Gitcoin grant, Sean. And yeah, if you donate to Gitcoin, maybe they're going to give you a bigger airdrop. But yeah, that's that. And yeah, Dre saying, come check out the Discord for all the airdrop notifications for sure. I have made it very clear, linking all the good Twitter threads with all the airdrops, etc. in the Discord. So definitely come and join the Discord. That alone pays for the cost of it, plus everything else. Suave Corleone. I'm in the US trying to leverage trade on BitGet. Didn't work for me. Can you elaborate? You need to use a VPN. Use a VPN if you want to leverage trade. Fractal saying, hey bro, what are your thoughts on EJS? I have no thoughts on Engine Starter because I don't know what it is. I'm going to guess it's a launch pad for new gaming projects. Let's see, Engine Starter is one of the top tier blockchain launch pads focused on GameFi. Yeah, so I mean, good name. Are they from the actual Engine team? Or are they just using the Engine name for hype? That's what I want to know. But it could be good. It could be good. Anyway, Becker's saying he's not taking the current Bitcoin bid. He's thinking that we're going to head into a recession. I mean, this guy just tweets all day, random nonsense. Let me see. All these nerd Twitter threads. Nobody cares. Let me see. What am I looking for here? Here we go. March 17th. He says, it's time to be eyeing that buy button on good gaming coins. Prep thy clicky finger. The time is near. Yada, yada, yada. He says, I mean, the time is actually here. It's never not going to be risky. We just have to hope Bitcoin doesn't reverse. If we can stay in a 20 to 30K range, we can pretty much accumulate without too much downside risk. Yeah, so that's good for a project like Engine Starter. It's good for something like this. Would I buy Engine Starter? I have just heard of it until you let me know about it or I've never heard of it until you let me know about it right now, so I can't give my thoughts on it. We got W Wallace saying, hi Connor, bang the likes. What's up, W Wallace? Definitely bang those like buttons. Smash them, bang them, do what you got to do. I appreciate your support. We got Trucker Steve with us today. Shout out to Trucker Steve. Saying, Trucker Steve here, appreciate your stream. I actually forgot back long ago. I put like $100 on those auctions or something like that. It was supposed to be locked for, any thoughts? It's locked for the duration of the parachain auction, I believe. I don't even remember the rules, Trucker Steve. I got to brush up on Polkadot. Polkadot I have not really been paying much attention to, besides a few projects in the ecosystem, mainly Moonbeam, Glimmer. But yeah, I really don't remember the details of the Polkadot parachain auction off the top of my head. Crypto Press says, weekly time frame is important to look at. Descending triangle. I'm going to assume you're talking about Bitcoin. And here on this Coinbase chart, we have a clean breakout on the weekly for BTC, and a really bullish retest too of the 2017 all-time high here, down at 20K. Right, I labeled that in white. So yeah, Crypto Press, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but yeah, weekly chart is bullish, and I agree. You need to look at the weekly. Sunnyside, what's the 4-digit code? Yeah, my Discord account, you'll see when you're in the group. We got Dalton Moore with us. What's up, Dalton? Good to see you here. We got Jazzy2 saying, what's up, legend? It's good to see you. Can you please take a look at Glimmer? Is it dead? Well, Jazzy, I know you're asking a rhetorical question, right? Because we both know that Glimmer is not dead. Here we have Glimmer on the weekly time frame. And the weekly really allows us to see what's happening. And we got a big, nice, rounded bowl here. The magnet up here at the top. But Glimmer is, I would not call Glimmer dead. Let's go extend this line to the right. So if we look at this chart on the weekly, there's a multiple confluence of bullish things happening. Right, you had this first initial trend line starting from back here in September of 2022. We broke out above that on January 9th that week. We got as high as 57 cents, tested these levels, right? These previous support wicks, flipped to resistance now, of course. Right, we test up there. We get rejected. Bitcoin goes down to 20K again. And Glimmer comes back and it retests this breakout trend line. Right, notice perfect trend line tap and also a perfect tap of demand at 33 cents. All right, so I would not call this dead. It's just simply playing ping pong, really. And here you have a much clearer picture as well, where you have this support level from before the FTX crash. We lose that when FTX crashes. Try to get back above, get rejected, come down here to the bottom again at 31 cents. Strong impulse move up, get through this support resistance flip, use it as support again, pump, come back, deviate, pump again, lose the level. Now it's being used as resistance again. So this is a big trade on the table here, right? This is a super big trade on the table. If we look on the 3-day, it's even clearer what's happening, right? Major support resistance flip at 43 cents. And if it can actually flip it back into support, it's going to be the launch pad that sends this thing. It's going to be finally time for Glimmer to shine. This log scale chart's quite annoying. But yeah, this is a very bullish setup happening on Glimmer here. if it can reclaim 43 cents. So I would put a stop beneath these candle lows here at 38.5, and yeah, we can go towards $1 here as a first target. Of course, I'm expecting Glimmer to do, get back towards these levels and then some. But for now, your first main target is going to be this resistance level at $1.05, and this is 150% from current price. But it needs to get back above 43 cents. Major support resistance flip. If it reclaims this upcoming week, if FOMC is bullish, then it gets there quick. Sean saying he didn't do the mute and testnet stuff. CR08 says Becker, not worth mentioning him. I agree. Most of his tweets are complete, just garbage opinions. But whatever, he's entitled to his opinion. But I do agree. Clown is a good emoji for it. It's ridiculous, right? How people look up to him as a god. He's just been making content for so long. He's just built out such a big audience where he can just say whatever he wants and people are going to take it for gospel. Because a lot of people can't think critically. Which comes back to my point, that's why I decided to make my own media channel here at Crypto Empire and say what I think. Because a lot of the time I don't agree with what's being said with most people out there. I think it's a garbage take. So anyway, that's that. Courtney Johnson says, what do you think about Render and Thorchain during the next bull run? Two very solid picks. Render is very good because every metaverse project and the likes are going to need a high quality rendering thing to use, and Render is bullish right now too. Let's go look at the Render chart, and Render at 148 right now, and we're just going to mark some key levels here. We have these highs up here. These are the February highs at 218. Let's get some horizontal lines and not raise. So that's a major support resistance flip. We also got one at 325, another big level, and we also got, I like up here. Right there, at 450. So this looks like INJ to me. INJ is one of the strongest altcoins. Huge rally to start the year. 440% to start the year, over a 5x. All right, so you go for 5x, and then you pull back 60%. And if you look at where you pull back to, you just test the range breakout. Okay, you retest it. You also have a demand zone here, so that's perfect. Hard bounce. Maybe we pull back now towards 150 to 130, and then attack this high again at 220. Get rid of these. Fib not really lining up clean. Yeah, 72%. Interesting. see this drop. This was 65%. Yeah, so the average down move with these big moves down, I just measured 72%, I measured 65%, and then the most recent one here was 60%. So this is definitely bullish. Wherever you want to get long, here at 148, if you want to wait for 130, however you want to play it. Pretty simple what you want to do. I would just put a stop beneath this low. It's a loose stop, 40%, but on the table you got 200% plus. So Render and Thorchain, both very solid projects fundamentally. Courtney Johnson, to answer your question. Crypto God says, what happened with Francis TCL? Nothing happened to Francis. He's back on YouTube now. If we look, this is his channel, Francis Dunn Uncensored. He shaved his head. Nothing happened to him. He's still building out his project. And, I get a lot of people telling me, like, oh, I don't trust Francis, yada, 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 yada. Look, you guys got to understand, he doesn't have bad intentions. He did disappear off the face of the earth, which, is not good for your online presence. But, he's only had good intentions, and, he's back to making content now. And you have to understand that he did so well during the last bull market in the first half of it. From like January to March, he caught like multiple pre-sales that did crazy, crazy numbers. And, he made tens of millions of dollars from that. So, yeah, basically he just took a lot of time off after he made tens of millions of dollars from his pre-sales. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened to Francis. But he is back now, and he does have good intentions. A lot of people call him stuff. I don't think he is out to take anybody's money like that at all, right? I haven't done any work with him in a long time, obviously. As you guys recall, I used to make content on his channel and stuff like that. But yeah, he crushed it. He made, I don't know how much money he made exactly. I'm gonna assume it's like 8 figures plus. But yeah, he took some time off and now he's back. Stewart says, this is not going to be a new bull run. Banks are defaulting as we speak. Wait until the smaller banks go bust like Janet Yellen said, guys. Well, we definitely shouldn't wait for anything that Janet Yellen says because it's probably never going to happen. And yeah, I said earlier in the stream that we're not in a new bull market. I'm not really expecting new all-time highs, but that yearly open of 2022 at 46K, I like getting tagged. Dalton says LQTY, 4-hour and daily. Let's go look at this. So we'll start on the daily. This is a new coin. Let me see, LQTY. Is this what I think it is? Let me see. Yeah, so this is a really good protocol. Essentially, this is hard money. So there's LUSD. And this has nothing to do with the TA doll, and I'll get to that in a moment. But LUSD essentially is just like when dollars were first created, they were backed by gold. It was an inefficient market because you needed $1 worth of gold to mint a $1 bill. Of course, the Federal Reserve went ahead and changed it to the fact that you can go ahead and print like $100 basically with $1. Not even, right? They fully moved away from a 0% backing. They moved to a 0% backing. But anyways, LUSD is basically bringing back hard money. You need around $1 worth of Ethereum to mint one LUSD stablecoin. So Luna, right, tried to be one of those efficient liquidity dollars where you can put in $1 and you can mint 10, right? The US dollar, if you deposit $1 into a bank, you can lend out 10, right? These don't work. It always leads to hyperinflation. So a hard asset, hard money, where you put in $1 of Ethereum and you can only mint $1 of LUSD, this is the only thing that makes sense. I know a bunch of people love Kujira, right? But they're kind of trying to do like an algorithmic stablecoin. it just doesn't really work. It doesn't. You need hard assets backing the value of your money, right? So LUSD and liquidity I like a lot from a fundamental perspective. Anyways, let's get back to the TA here. So on the daily time frame, to me, this looks beautiful. Reason being, it's just retesting its all-time high breakout levels. Let's go ahead and mark it like this. So this thing went live on Binance on February 28th. Just some oscillation, goes sideways, breaks out above resistance. And then all it's doing now is it's retesting. What you don't want to see is a market structure break where it starts to close on the daily time frame below $2.20, right? You want to see closes above 220 at all costs, right? You don't want to see it start to close below 220 because that means it's going to come down and it's going to test this low at 170, etc. All right, but this is very bullish here on the daily time frame. It's retesting the breakout. And now on the 4-hour, depending on how you want to draw it. Like I said, same thing as the daily. As long as it can stay above 220, it's in good shape. If it loses 220, then it's going to go test lower levels. Simply put, you got a level at 180 and a level at 170. So this is where it would go if it loses 220. But yeah, very simple. As long as it holds this zone, this area of support, then it should just rocket higher. And you can take a measure move because this is a pattern that you can do that for. And your measure move price target is up here at $4.80. Okay, so just put a line there and mark it. That's what I have for LQTY. Damn, Glasshopper has been playing Derby Stars non-stop. He has a horse at level 50. I trained my horse for like a day, and I haven't really been doing it. It's such a boring, tedious game. But hey, you're grinding an airdrop, so good for you, Glasshopper. Sean Evans says, I'm not a fan of the CBDCs, but if you look deep, you will find Link is going to be running a lot of the US CBDC. I wonder if that's why the price has been so boring. Accumulation. Yes, you're not wrong. Ethereum, Chainlink are the big two CBDC coins. Of course, you have coins like Quant and HBAR and stuff like that, but CPH, Ethereum is the low cap CBDC coin that you're going to want to pay attention to. Shout out to Chris Craig in my Discord group for letting me know about this months ago. Recently hopped on board Ethereum. But anyways, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. It's time for me to go ahead and start to wrap this one up. If you guys want to get all of my trades, exactly what I'm buying and selling, what I'm watching, what airdrops I'm farming, basically just direct access to me, ask me any questions about any chart, go and join the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group on my website, cryptoempireco.io. All information can be found here to join. Okay, so go ahead and get yourself inside of the Discord. Also, I have other resources. Go to the free resources section of my website. I got hours. I got a multiple 3-hour course here, or 2-hour course teaching you the basics of crypto. I have a full ebook for free teaching you the basics of crypto. And I also have my premium trading course, which is going to really dive deep and basically tell you everything that I know about trading. All of this is available on my website, cryptoempireco.io. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We talked about a lot here. We're going to be focusing a lot on X's, right? Getting these X's with our altcoins. And we've already done very well so far this year. We've gotten multiple altcoins that have doubled, tripled, and then we have coins like ZyberSwap, which just knocked it out of the park. And we will continue to focus on these altcoins that are going to give us these crazy returns, as well as our normal trading. All right, so this is what we do here at Crypto Empire. This is how we dominate the market. I appreciate all of you guys being here. And I'll see you all very soon in the next video right here at Crypto Empire. My name is Connor. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. A big week coming up with the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. And as long as all goes well there, I do expect higher for Bitcoin. But I went over my TA in this live stream. You know what to look out for. You know what we're planning for. You know my trades now, or what I'm in right now. So I hope that you did enjoy this video.